Hello, everyone. Jose J. Garcia with Garcia Home University here. Very special guest here with me this evening. She is a serial entrepreneur. She's a creative business builder, a property investor, and stars on ABC TV hit show The Hustler. Amanda Contreras, how are you?
I'm super great. Thank you. How are you?
I am doing great. Thank you. Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, Amanda, we've met through, a lot of the platforms, same as social media networking, that sort of thing. But for those out there that don't know you, tell us about you,
Would you like the short version or the long version?
whatever you like.
Okay, so I'll kind of give you like a mid. Long story short, I was raised in a 7-Eleven store, been counting money since I was 5. Always knew that I wanted to work for myself, never somebody. When I did end up working for somebody, I kind of switched up all the rules, changed up all their ways. And then once I decided that everyone got to wear jeans on Friday, I kind of bailed. That was my whole deal. So other than that, I've been in the food industry. I've been a waitress since I was 13. I bartended until my mid 30s. In between that, I was helping other people grow their businesses. And I thought, you know what? I really don't want to be the queen of other people's business. I want to be the queen of me. So who am I? Fell into escape rooms. I ended up joining a franchise because I didn't feel I had enough time on my hands to make puzzles like the most fun ever if I was just joining. So I joined a franchise. I grew that to 3 locations. I own 2 virtual reality arcade locations, one of them which had closed down during the pandemic, one of them is still up. I left the franchise. I am now on my own with my escape rooms, which I'm very thankful for. And I love the fact that I can have the freedom to be me. I have started an immersive ice cream business during the pandemic. I'm on my 2nd location right now. And in let's see, the middle of 2019, I got an email from a casting agent who knew me from a previous game show that said, hey, come be on the show, audition. I auditioned, I got the part, but I'm not a host, I'm just a player in the game. So actually airing tonight on January 21st. I will be on the show called The Hustler on ABC at 10 o'clock. So super exciting.
I cannot wait to definitely check that out. I know I've replayed the previews over and over on Facebook, your page there. So
I have
definitely
2,
something.
and it's bad because I like to watch myself on TV. So
Well, there you
started
go.
watching myself, and
Very
if you can't
nice.
be vain, who can you be?
There you go. Absolutely. So
Yeah.
the way you talked, I mean, even from early on, you say you were working, you were handling money, you were helping the family and stock and all the things there. So would you consider yourself an entrepreneur by nature?
Oh God, probably before I was even out the chute. Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, so many people talk about that. Some people think just kind of have it. You have to work for it. Now, I'm sure you have to work very hard, and especially you're talking about you have your second business now through COVID. This is a time when most people, I think, pulled away, kind of came to a pause, and a lot of businesses got lost. But you decided to start up a business.
Yeah, I kind of go against the grain in a lot of things. So it's funny. I did a survey because I'm starting an online course. So I did a survey, right? One of the parts of what I need to do was to ask my family and friends, like, what are the things about me? Kind of,
Sure.
find my niche and figure this out. And the one thing that everybody said was you move too fast. And that was like, I guess, a weakness is what they're considering it. Me, I'm thinking that it's definitely not a weakness because entrepreneurs, we're optimistic, right? Like everything is a great thing. Like it doesn't matter. It's amazing. Everything is a shiny penny and we're going to go for it. We're so excited. So for me, moving fast is kind of like my nature. And the one thing I can say is I've never, ever been afraid of jumping into a business at all. It's like I have no fear. Like I have absolutely no fear of failing. I have no fear of screwing up. I have no fear of making a mistake. It's like it is what it is, and I just keep on going. So jumping into a business in the pandemic was kind of like, why wouldn't I?
Yeah. No, that's huge. That's not a whole lot of people out there like that. And it is funny about that though, that you're constantly going. And I think as entrepreneurs, we have that just to go, go, go. I mean, you start and it's
There's
like,
no
oh,
other way. It's like, how would you live life? I mean, I can't even imagine working a 9 to 5 and then
oh,
at 5 o'clock, right? when I clock out or when I go home and I come home and then like, what do I do? I mean, do I sit on the couch and watch TV? Like, is that normal? Like, okay, my kids are 18 and 15, so it's not like I can go out and play ball with them. You know what I mean? I have dogs, but they're fine. You know what I mean? Like, what do I do? Do I sit home and be Betty Crocker? Like, I just, that's so not me. Like, I thought of my ice cream store because I was bored. So during the pandemic in April, you know, you can't leave your house, can't leave your house. And I'm like, I'm so sick and tired of sitting at home. Like, I have to go do something. So I ended up going for a drive down the coast, and I was like, where's the line? Where's the line? Oh my God, there's a line there. And I was like, why are people in line for what business? And it was ice cream. So I ended up putting my own spin on it, and I'm going, this is my business. But I did it because I was bored. So if I came home from a 9-to-5, I don't know how to be bored.
It is a shock. It is a shock a lot. And more so now for me, since I was in corporate America for many years, a lot longer than I should. It wasn't until July of last year when I decided to say enough. And it was, now I would work around the clock and that sort of thing, but it's that mentality that people go to work, clock in, clock out, and that's it. And they do it every day over. And it is like, wow, how can you? To add to that, I did lose service on my phone about a month ago for about 20 minutes, and I was going crazy. To twirling my fingers, and because you have to keep going, you want to keep going, you're just looking around the room, and you don't know the way. You've created that way of being, and it's just they constantly go. But I love it, and obviously, you know, this is something that we enjoy. It's just that constant go. Absolutely. Let's get back to the show. So you said you were on a game show before this, Hustler?
Yeah, so I was actually a contestant on Minute to Win It, and loved it. I don't know if you've heard of Minute to Win It, but it's, you know, like the party games that you do. There's only like one season that's uploaded on, gosh, I don't even know what, it's not like on Hulu, it's not on Netflix. It used to be on YouTube, but anyways, it's called Minute to Win It. Guy Fieri was the host. It was an amazing time. I had a lot of fun on it. And it was very cool because they took us away from our life at like 4:00 in the morning, right? For like 2 weeks. And we just trained and learned all these games so that we could play them, right? So they taught you how to do the game so that you could play them and be good at them on the show. So it wasn't just like, you know, hey, do this, make a cuppy thing. It was like not at all like that. It was strictly, we're going to teach you how to do that so that you're able to look good on TV. And I made a lot of really good friends there. Actually, I made a lot of friends wherever I go. I like to keep in touch with a lot of people. So that's kind of how that happened. And then I always get casting emails. Obviously, whenever you're on a game show or a TV show, they always give you casting emails of different shows that you can either be a part of or like. And this one just like screamed my name, and I'm like, I have to lie to win. Oh, if only people knew how good of a liar I was. You know what I mean? I'm so honest, but man, I know I could lie. So I tried on the show.
What got you wanting to act? You know, that's something I've always wanted to do, and we'll talk about that. But what got you started to wanting to get on TV, television, acting?
So cool story. My grandpa, his cousin was Michael Maltese. So Michael Maltese invented Augie Doggy and Doggy Daddy and Elmer Fudd and like, you know, a lot of things in Warner Brothers. And my grandma did a lot of voiceovers. So obviously it trickled down the family. All my aunts were on game shows, right? $25,000 Pyramid, Password Plus, like all of those things, right? Well, my mom is gorgeous. So she went into TV and commercials and voiceovers. And then she, you know, they moved to Arizona, and I always wanted to be like my mom. Always. It was like, she was the one that I looked up to. You know, she was gorgeous. And again, back in the 80s, she had the tube tops, the mini skirts, like, you know, she was running a 7-Eleven. I'm like, man, my mom is so cool. You know what I mean? Like, she's just awesome. So anyways, I always wanted to be like her. And so that's kind of how I wanted to be on TV. So when I left Arizona, I went to school in Arizona, grew up in California, moved to Arizona when I was 18. I was like, bye guys, I'm going to Hollywood because I'm gonna be rich and famous and that's what I'm gonna do. And so when I went to Hollywood, it was very different. You know, there was a lot of rejection. I didn't mind the rejection. I actually didn't mind the rejection at all. However, my mom was looking out for me and she always said, you know, Amanda, there's a lot of rejection. Are you sure you can handle that? And are you sure? And are you sure? And there's a lot of rejection. So I felt this need to be like, wow, why is she either not believing in me? Like, why does she not think I could do this? You know? And so I left it at that. And that actually wasn't her. That wasn't her angle. Her angle was to look out for me, to, you know, be protective and be the mom, because she had already been there and done that. So I took it as, wow, maybe she doesn't believe in me. Okay, that's fine. I'm smarter than that. You know what I mean? I'm just going to make a lot of money because that's what I'm going to do. And so, you know, I continued bartending back, you know, after late 90s, early 2000s. I mean, you know, we were making a lot of money. So, but I was also spending a lot of money. So that's what I did. And I found out that, you know, acting didn't have to be everything, right? So making money is kind of what I turned into. And I knew I was super good at it because, I mean, it was just ingrained in me since I was younger. So that's kind of, you know, the road that I took. And this, like, you know, this like inner something was still in me, like, man, I just really want to be on TV. I really want to be on TV. I just got to do it. Like, I know I'm so good. And then we're at, like, one day this thing came through. I don't even know how I got noticed for the game show for A Minute to Win It, but I ended up trying out and I ended up making it. And I was like, this is so awesome. And Guy Fieri is one of the coolest human beings ever in life. Like, he is so rad. If you ever get a chance to meet him, super awesome guy. But anyways, I just fell in love with the stage and I thought, see, eventually, if it's meant to be, it'll come back around. And, you know, I don't know what it is. I just love being on TV. I don't even know why. Can't even tell you. It's not even about the fame. It's just like, I said I was going to do it, so I did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. A goal.
But it's one of those things.
Yeah. And you pursued it. You definitely took the initiative and you didn't stop. You didn't quit. Even, you know, you thought, you know, you were being by your mom. She was definitely protecting you, but you felt, you know, maybe you weren't made out for it, but you kept on going. I tried to be on TV. I didn't succeed and I did quit. So, but before the podcast, we were talking and I think you said something about you were going to get me on TV. So I'm looking forward to that.
We're looking forward. Yep, absolutely. It's never behind. It's always forward. There's always opportunities.
There you go. Absolutely. So you're also a business builder, property investor, so you're an entrepreneur. I mean, you're just a go-getter, no doubt. What kind of a real estate do you invest in?
So my very first house that I flipped was 6 years ago. And I didn't do it the easy way, right? Like, I really didn't. And I'll tell you why. I lived in California. My mom's a real estate agent. And so, you know, I picked up the phone, hey mom, anything new, anything cool? Like, this is what I want to do. And she's like going, okay, Amanda, like, this is odd, but she wasn't surprised. You know what I mean? Cause I call her, hey, this is what I'm doing now, you know? And so she ended up finding a house on auction for me. We bid on it. And it was in Arizona. So, and my mom and dad live in Arizona, but I lived in California at the time. So I would come every, you know, so many weekends or whatever I could to figure out what we needed to do, how to build it, how to flip it. You know, we made really good money on it. And then I started my escape room business like less than 9 months after that. And so I kind of got busy with escape rooms, and now I'm getting back into, and why would I stay in the same thing? I already been there, done that, right? So let's go to multifamily. You know, it's not like I want to stick with one. Apparently, I just want to make sure I do everything in the book. So yeah.
Oh, love it.
Right now, I just put a bid on a 6-unit. So actually today, so we'll see what happens.
Awesome. That's phenomenal. Absolutely. So, you know, I'm a mobile home investor, manufactured housing, mobile homes. And funny you mentioned Arizona because I actually will be coming there possibly next month. I have some networking going on out there.
Awesome.
So I'll be coming out to check the market. Great market, definitely Arizona. That's huge there. So what is your knowledge of mobile homes?
Absolutely nothing except for the fact that so when my family and I moved to Arizona, we were actually very, very poor. So the crash in the late 80s, We had 7-Eleven stores. My dad was a police officer. And we had a mini market. And when the crash came in the late 80s, I mean, our house was upside down, the markets were upside down. And we ended up moving to Arizona with, from what I remember of the story, was about $10,000 cash. Literally, that was it. And I mean, today, 10,000 goes in a day, literally. But so my mom and dad had bought a 14-acre lot in Snowflake, Arizona. And we lived in a tent for a while, my sisters and I. There was like an 8x10 well house on there. And then a few months later, we ended up getting like a trailer. Not a mobile home, just a trailer. And that's kind of how I lived, you know, dirt and all in my high school, my high school years. And I really understood what it was like to be poor. Super, super. I mean, I did. And I was very, very poor until I figured out what I was worth. This is, of course, another story that goes sideways along the other stuff. But when I started helping other people do their own businesses, I thought, oh my God, why aren't I doing it for me? Because I'm actually super smart. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, so I don't know a lot about mobile homes except for the fact that I lived in a trailer. And that's pretty much what I know about it.
Okay. Well, let's see if we can't change that. We'll definitely bring into the niche over there as well. Based on what you mentioned, do you think a lot of times people underestimate themselves?
I think everybody underestimates themselves because I don't think people push themselves in a direction that they feel comfortable, because a lot of people, I think, stay in their comfort zone. So if you stay in your comfort zone and you never push, how do you truly know what you're capable of? Which means, how do you really know how much you're worth? You know what I mean? Yeah. It can go as deep as what someone you dated said to you 10 years ago and you've held it, or it could be your family upbringing, or it could be, how you saw someone else live, or it could just be you never giving yourself a chance, or it could be you just not pushing yourself. But it could also just be you going, yep, well, I enjoy what I do now. I enjoy working for somebody else, and I enjoy, something. So it depends on, what happened in someone's life. For me, I'm driven by a lot of things. Number one, I grew up being an entrepreneur, so I knew that. Then I was also poor, and I swore that I would never do that again. And then when I was a single mom, I played a game with my kids, and the game was find money in the parking lot. Okay, that was the game, because I needed a Diet Coke to stay through the day. Like, literally, that was my food for thought. That was like, tap it into my veins. Like, I need energy for the day. I have 2 boys, so you can imagine. I think you have 1, right?
I have 1 here.
2 is wrestling all day long. Mom is screaming the top of her head, like, oh my God, I grew up with sisters where we sit down and color, right? Boys don't do that at all whatsoever. Like, they just don't do that. And I had to learn how to be a mom of boys. So the game was find money in the parking lot. And that would be for me to drink my Diet Coke, because I had a certain amount of money for my kids, but the money was to find Diet Coke. And I lived like that for a long time. And I never, ever, 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 ever wanted to be that broke again. I had gone through a very bad breakup with their dad. Now we're great friends, but we had to get through that, right?
Sure.
And so for me, it's a lot of things that pushed me. And then I actually did have a relationship where someone manipulated my brain, and then I went into kickboxing, and I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? I just needed to get all that yuck, anger, whatever out, right? And then all of a sudden, the sun shines, and you're this new person, right? So like, I've been through it all, and I've been attacked by all these angles. And once you really just push through and go, oh my God, like, what was I doing for the past so many years of my life? Like, let's kick it into gear. So part of it is me catching up. Part of it is me going, shit, I could do that 1 second, and part of me is like, abso-freaking-lutely, I was born to do this. And the other part is, we are never going to be broke. So,
I'll tell you for sure, I would not want to be across the ring from all that energy you got there. So, and to add to that fear, I think fear is the number one reason why people don't take action. So much potential. I see it over and over, and people it's just that comfortability. This will work, and this will work this day after day, and it just goes on. Then and never truly mount to that, So we'll put on that. You've been in so many businesses. I mean, you've seen them, you've grown them, you're successful. Do you think all businesses are the same in a way?
That is a very complex question. So, and I can break it down like this. So, all businesses are the same because all businesses need sales to make a profit, right? So, if you broaden the horizon, people need sales, people need profit. That is where all businesses are alike. All businesses are not alike in a sense that, let's say you own a salon versus a restaurant or a bar, right?
Yeah.
You need different types of people at the front, different types of people on the phone. Again, you're still creating sales and you're still creating experience and you're still creating profit. The level of your energy that you need from one business to another is very different because you might need to put energy into a sales department versus the experience department, or you might need to put energy into the outcome versus, the leads.
Mhm.
So yes, businesses are alike because of what they need, but your attention to detail in certain businesses have to be spread out differently.
Sure.
So, but then again, if you own, let's say, a Domino's pizza or something, and you're a franchise owner and the franchise is doing all the marketing for you, and all you got to do, is show up. And I mean that loosely when I say all you have to do is show up, but it's different versus something that you've grown from start and you have to figure out all of these things, so it depends on where you are in your business. I feel that has different attention at different places in time. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. When
No,
I
no,
first
go ahead.
started my escape room, I call it, I cracked out, right? So I really wanted to learn marketing. And I was on YouTube until 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, like being like a nutcase. And I was taking notes and watching videos and taking notes and watching videos and taking notes and watching videos. And I was trying different things on Facebook and I was trying different things. Like I was just trying to learn what I was supposed to learn so that's somewhere I could put it into like, I could use this one day, but I like cracked out for like 3 or 4 months on YouTube, watching any video I possibly could about marketing and about getting leads and about this and about that. So, because I come from a business background and it's very different, again, like 7-Eleven is very different than running an escape room. You know what I mean? So yes, businesses are different, but they're the same. You still need leads. But if you ask another escape room owner, I really don't think, unless they have a business mind, they ever did any of that.
Yeah, absolutely. You say 7-Eleven, I think of Texas. They were everywhere in Texas. 7-Elevens, that was the go-to, I guess. And are they around still?
So yeah, big in California, but Circle K is more big in like Arizona.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, they got
Or
a bunch
like a
of those
quick
there.
trip or something. It's just very different. Yeah.
Absolutely. So define the word success. What does that mean to you?
Okay. So I have to think about this one because I can tell you what it means, but it means something different to everybody, right? To me, success, I will never get there.
Always hungry.
Point blank. I will never get there. I will never get to be satisfied. I think I will, die trying to be successful. Some people can look at me and go, wow, you've accomplished this and you're successful. And to me, what I've done so far has just come natural. So it's not successfully enough for me. That doesn't define success. I was talking with my dad actually a couple of weeks ago, and we had this very same conversation. He goes, Amanda, you're at the top such and such percent or whatever. And I said, but to me, it doesn't feel that way. Like I bought my first house. I bought my first house ever in July, right? It's gorgeous. It's almost 2 acres in Arizona. It's like big, huge, like everything. My niece calls it the mansion in Phoenix, And for me, I signed the paper, I got the house, and I was like, okay, now what? And that is so bad to say to a normal person because she's, because normal people would think like, but you just got a house. And I'm like,
Yeah.
But I mean, like, what's amazing to me is the deal, like the art of the deal. That is what, like, oh, I'm so excited. Like right now I'm putting together a lease, right? And even just an LOI for an ice cream store. And I'm like, oh, and I can ask for this and I can get this and I can, and like all these things that I could get and ask for and negotiate, which I'm totally getting because I'm a great negotiator. But at the end of the day, once I do it, it's like, okay, now what? And I just like, and I got to go look for something else.
And I think that's what's key to your success is you stay hungry, you stay motivated, you're not appreciative, you're just looking for that next goal, that next something
Yeah,
to
because
drive.
it lasts for that long. That's it. Like, and then you're done. Like, okay, I did it. Now what? You know?
No, I can't sit here and look at it. Yeah, let me jump onto something bigger, better, greater kind of thing.
Right.
Absolutely. So, we all fail from time to time, and it's not how you fail, but what you do and how you take it. How do you proceed from a fail?
Well, that's easy. I've done it many of times. These
Clearly.
are only my success. This is only my successes. Um, I've tried so many things, right? I started a business called Sticks and Stones, and my son was being bullied in school. And I decided, you know what? Let me just start this big company, whatever. And it didn't even take off. But it didn't take off because I decided to go a different route. And it wasn't because I was not good enough. I just thought, you know what? I really don't think in my eyes this is going to be as great as I thought it was going to be. So I'm just going to stop it completely and move on to something else that did, which was a great decision for me. I've never just started something and had it like crumble underneath me because I don't think I have the personality to ever let something just crumble. Like it's just not in my persona. But like ideas that didn't work out, oh yeah, tons of them. Like I've tried MLMs. I mean, this is like back in the 90s, like early 2000s. I've not tried everything just to see. And those were all failures, but I mean, it didn't define me. You know what I mean? Like it didn't say, wow, Amanda, you suck. I just thought, you know what? Okay, let me go a different direction because this is not something that I feel comfortable in enough to win. Because if I did feel comfortable enough, I would have won.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
Yes, and I mean, you've done something that most people don't even do, and that's at least try, attempt. You took action, and when it did fail, you kept going. That's huge. Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to hashtag that somewhere in there. So, what did you learn about yourself during this epidemic as an entrepreneur?
Oh, what did I learn about myself? Apparently, I work a lot.
Yeah,
More than I should. Okay, so in this pandemic, right, there's a lot of people that say you have to wake up at 4, you have to, you have to work, 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 work. And I always put myself there, right? Okay, you got to work up. And I put so much pressure on myself, but I have forgotten that I don't have to because I'm not starting from zero anymore. And that's, I think, what a lot of people, including myself, have done to themselves, which then overwhelm them, which then makes them quit. Because you listen to a lot of people, right? Big timers, little timers, coaches, like go getters, doesn't matter. Wake up at 4, I wake up at 3:30, I do this, I do that, I don't go to bed until 11, and right? But you have to remember it doesn't always work out for people that way.
yeah,
I was watching an interview with Donna Karen, and she doesn't do that. She like gets up at 6, right? She's like this multi-millionaire, right? But she's never gone up at 6. She doesn't believe in it. I wanted to be one of those people that woke up at 4, right? Like because I'm like, oh, there's so much stuff to do in the day, and my body clock is like, what are you doing?
that
Get
makes
back
sense.
to bed. And I'm also a believer in you need your beauty sleep and you need this. And I'm very vain. So I'm going to take my sleep. You know what I mean? I'm not in a race with anybody to be like the next 100 billionaire. I know I'll get there. You know what I mean? And it's not even a question in my mind that, oh, is that a possibility for me? Oh no, it's there. It's like in my universe. But I also don't feel like I have to be up at the crack of dawn every day beating myself up if I'm not there, because I think I can get a lot more done with my focus time than I can beating myself up if I'm a little bit tired.
I wonder if some people are made for that and some are not. And I'm with you on there. I tried, and I am like a zombie. Yeah, I mean, I would get the proper rest quotations before 4:35. I'm just sitting there, and usually, I wake up around 6ish. So it's like from those times, I'm just zombied until about 8. It's like I'm actually doing worse than if I just go ahead and sleep until 6 and just get my sleep, get up, and then get at it kind of thing. So maybe we're not all made for early wake.
But then again, I mean, when I'm focused, I can get so much
Yeah.
done and be fine. I've tried to even like make a list for myself to do in the morning, like they've said to do and whatever. And when I wake up and I'm like, okay, I got to do this XYZ, I'm going, okay, but if I just do this and don't do this part, then I can just get that done. So some people might say that's not being, successful, or that's being lazy. But I can't even get up and look at a computer screen in the morning. Like, it hurts my eyes. I
Yeah.
don't do well with it. It gives me a headache. And so for me, I would just prefer to get up, get ready, relax for half a second, you know what I mean? And I don't mean drink my coffee, relax. I just mean like actually take in the day, right? Just
Yeah.
breathe, take in. And it's not even meditating. It's just, okay, I'm going to have a great day today. You know what I mean? What do I have to do? And then I go through it in my brain, and then like my day is amazing. But we all look at things differently. So,
Absolutely.
but for me, that's kind of what works for me.
Yeah, and you make it work for you. That's at the end of the day, is you're successful the way you work your day. So we're all different. What would scaling mean to you at this time?
Well, it depends on what I'm scaling. Scaling is kind of what I do, and that's kind of what I love to do. So, growing and scaling and expanding, that is like my forte. Um, my first escape room, within, I don't know, 27 days, I was already looking for other locations.
I
So,
got to do one of these escape room, by the way.
you've never done one?
I have not.
Okay, they're super fun. They're totally fun. So much fun. All of them, they're all great
Will
puzzles.
I
And,
get out?
huh?
Will I get out?
Well,
Well, put
I
me
don't
in
know
an
how
easy
well you
one for
work with,
something
yeah.
else. Yeah, definitely put me in an easy one. We'll try it out, and I may have to call you for come and get me.
Yeah, there you go. I will be there.
Absolutely. Awesome. Awesome. So, last question for you, Amanda. What is next for you?
Oh gosh, there's so many things. What is next for me? I really want my own show. That's something that I super want, and I'll probably make happen. I say probably because we're going to be very busy building ice cream stores, but I really do want my own show. I think it would be a lot of fun. Um, what my show would be, I don't actually know. There's talks about a real estate, company, or having fun, but I so love having fun. Like, I really do. I mean, I was a cheerleader in high school. I mean, I love games. I own gaming companies. You know what I mean? Like, I like to have fun. I like watching people when they leave my establishment and have a smile on their face. That to me tells me like, wow, you're doing something really good. You know what I mean? And they can talk about their experience for years and years and years. So if I were to have my own show, I would want to do something that is like surrounded by fun. Business, probably, maybe, I don't know, but fun. You know what I mean? Whether it's traveling the world, finding, great places, or you know what I mean? Just something, it has to be with fun. It has to be around something with fun.
You have to do things that you love. Jim Carrey said that. So, absolutely. And I can't wait for the world to start traveling post
Yeah.
COVID. We all hope for that. So, I mean, I appreciate having you on here. I cannot wait to see the show. I'm Eastern Standard Time, so I'm looking about 15 minutes. I will be
Yep.
logging on and seeing that. For those of you tuning in, definitely go check that out. And any last encouraging words for those tuning in?
Gosh, you know what? I would just say off the top of my head, if you're not following your heart, then you're doing yourself an injustice. And if you have that burning feeling or that idea that can pop up, or that thought that you had 5 years ago and you're kicking yourself in the butt because you still haven't done it, just try it. I mean, the worst that can happen is it doesn't work. At least you now know that your idea didn't work. Like, it's like I say, ask for the world. It might be given to you. And if it's not, nothing changed. They just said no. I mean, nothing changed in your life by asking and having someone say no, but everything could change if you ask and someone says yes.
Absolutely. Beautiful put. Yes, ma'am. So those who want to connect with you, how can they find you? Locate you on social media.
Okay, so Instagram, it's Amanda, my first name, Amanda __, so 2 underscores. And my last name, Contreras, CONTRER, A like apple, S like Sam. They can find me on Facebook. I'm the girl with the purple hair. So any Amanda Contreras out there that has purple hair, that would more than likely be me.
Okay. Do you speak Spanish?
Muy poquito.
Oh, okay. I didn't even ask, but okay. Well, I will link those social media links to the bottom of this video as well. We will be sharing it on YouTube. So, Amanda, we cannot thank you enough. Thank you for joining us this evening.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
All righty. Have a good evening.
Bye. See you later.